Okay, greetings, salutations, internet fans of the podcast, and anyone that does appreciate an adult beverage. My name is Lee. I'll be your host today here on Cocktails and Curveballs. And with me, as always, I've got the three wise men. We've got Pat, we've got Tyler, and we've got Big Jim. And I want to guys, there's a lot going on, some different things happening, but I want to throw it out there and let you guys roll. But before we do that, let me know what you guys are drinking. I'm gonna actually start that off because I got really inspired by a previous podcast that we had. I went to the beer store and I was looking for something new, right? Well, evidently there's two people on this panel, and maybe now three, Pat, I don't know, that have seen the movie Drumline, right? So I found this beer. It's called Drum Roll. And I looked at it and I'm like, son of a bitch, I have never had that. I have got to try it. I got to try it. I still haven't seen Drumline, but this is actually a hazy pale ale from Odell Brewing Company, which is in Fort Collins, which is close to you, Jimmy. Fort Collins, Colorado, not too far away. Love that city. But let's throw it out there, boys. Someone tell me what you're drinking and what you want to talk about today.
Well, I got something kind of special for everybody listening, as well as the three panelists on the show today. I am drinking, as first time, they call it a peanut butter barrel. So what that is, I'm going to take a beer, Coors Light, Mountains are blue, by the way. I'm just going to dump my beer in here. We use a mason jar, okay, here in Montana. I'm sure they do the same thing down home, Oklahoma and Alabama, Mississippi. There's probably all kinds of parts that drink out of a mason jar. Now I'm going to take a shot of Screwball, which is peanut butter whiskey, chilled, by the way. I'm going to fill that bitch to the top because I don't cheat on Screwball. And I'm going to drop this bitch right inside, just like that. That's 2 thumbs up, boys. That's damn good. Right. That's a shot of Screwball in a mug of beer, and I tell you what, I might have 6 or 7 more of those. I might be calling in sick tomorrow. I know. We'll see. Stay tuned.
I feel like when you do a depth charge like that, shouldn't you slam the entire thing?
Well, listen, man, we got.
How many can you do during the course of a podcast?
Okay, well, that occurred to me to slam it, but then I thought we got to get through about 35 more minutes of this shit. So maybe I should just pump the brakes, right? I mean,
that's a very good point. Yeah. Very good point.
Lee, what did you call that? What did you call that when you dropped the shot in?
That's a peanut butter barrel.
Depth charge.
Oh, depth charge. I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah. I've never heard that term.
The old school people used to call them depth charge.
Sir.
Yeah, I just drop that shot in a glass and pound. But normally you drink the whole damn thing. But Pat, I appreciate you laying.
Listen, man, we got some minutes to get through, and I don't want to make a shit show out of cocktails and curveballs. Not that I haven't done that before.
Of course not.
Yeah, we would hate if that happened on this.
Whoa, man, geez, pump the brakes.
Hey,
rough crowd.
I'm impressed. I'm impressed. You went with a beer that you can pronounce, and you went with Screwball. Which, by the way, Screwball by itself is awesome.
Told me to the wolves today, man. Getting taken out to the woodshed today.
Screwball on the rocks, man, is really good. That
good
peanut
stuff.
Whiskey just on it. Oh, it's fantastic. Very
cool.
Good. Who's next? What else? What are you drinking, Tyler?
So again, kind of keeping on this trend of mixing it up a little bit, I went with a Starburst IPA. It's probably backwards.
No,
it's from Ecliptic Brewing. It looks like it's out of Portland, Oregon. Earth is what it says on here. Typical. That seems very on par for a Portland beer. Yeah, man, we'll see. I'll let you guys know. I put it in a frosty mug. It's defrosted a little bit, still nice and cold. At the end of the podcast, I'll give my take on how much I liked it or disliked it.
Outstanding. What about you, Jimmy?
Oh, brand new drink I'm trying out. It's called a Diet Mountain Dew.
Holy shit.
Jeez.
After last weekend and pretty much this whole week, and then again last night at the fights, I'm taking I'm going to take the high road.
We're going to make a reel. We're going to make a whole fucking 5-minute reel of you talking about Diet Mountain Dew.
Hey, exactly. And then we need to send it to Mountain Dew.
Does anybody else feel like Big Jim takes a high road a lot during our shows.
It makes me wonder how he actually is in the
it's them damn Sunday recordings and after Saturday nights. I just can't do it, boys. I'm getting to the age where I just can't do it.
You know what? You know how you could do it? Maybe take it easy on Saturday night.
Well, I did. I thought, I mean,
not watching the fights. You did
one led to six. One led to six, and next thing you know, refrigerator was fresh out of Coors Light and started with 15. So
how the hell did that happen?
You had the Diet Mountain Dew calling your name, like, "Hey, I got you, Jimmy."
Yeah.
How were the fights, man? I missed them all. I missed the fights last night. I know I saw Lawler, his retirement fight, as it were, just whoop ass in like 38 seconds. The rest of the card for you guys, did you see it? I didn't get a chance.
Yeah, I did. I tell you what, that Bo Nichols, that dude, I guess by fighting stature, he's listed as a grappler. He's what is it, Jim? 4-time national champion for Penn State.
He's a 4-time national champion at Penn State.
4-time. Okay. So one would think that he'd come out and he was fighting a relatively newcomer. I mean, the guy hasn't been around a lot, right? The guy he fought.
No, the guy was 7-0.
7-0. That's right. He was undefeated, and he was looking good, but still relatively new to the sport. And man, Bo Nichols came out throwing bombs and landed 4 super heavy punches. Fight was stopped. Looked really good. If that's where Bo Nichols is going to go, if he starts implementing his ability to be a damn good striker like he showed last night, good God, man, this kid's going to be – he's already something else. But
well, he's just that guy that he just seems to look better and better every time he fights. So far, this guy's the limit. Nichols. But, the interesting thing is Ruthless Robbie, man.
Oh, Robbie Lawler.
So happy for him. What a way to end a career that the way he started a career.
How about, man, how about an early curtain call, maybe a cheers, whatever, golf clap we do for Robbie Lawler. I mean, he's one of the last, like, it seems like an OG. He came up when UFC wasn't as big as what it is now. Like Robbie Lawler came up,
right?
And a class act, and a guy that
I mean, just
went to war for the UFC, time in and time out. I mean, that guy, absolute warrior, right? And like he came from a time,
but humble, super humble. Always gives it up to his opponents. Last night again, he looked like he was getting kind of teared up. And honestly, I've never seen. The name escapes me. The guy that announces with a colorful jacket. I've never seen him give anybody a hug. He gave Robbie Lawler
Bruce Buffer,
and I mean everybody. I mean that tells you all you need to know about the guy. Everybody who's coming up to him, giving him daps, hugging him. Yeah, I mean just shaking his hand. So that tells you, man, he's just a super good dude.
Well, and then on the way out of the stadium, on the way out, on his way walking out, did you see how many autographs he stopped and signed?
Oh, yeah.
And just, giving everybody fist bumps and high fives and stuff.
Yep.
And like a guy that
absolute warrior, and he's going to be missed.
How fitting is his nickname?
Oh, yeah.
Ruthless? I mean,
Robbie.
He's a guy that...
Hey, and here's all I'm going to say. 21 years, man.
Yeah.
21
he looks good, dude,
years.
for how old he is.
21 years.
He looks fucking good still.
Do you think, honestly, though, Pat, do you think, honestly, that fight was, 38 seconds of the first round, right?
Yeah.
So do you think with that kind of storied career, didn't even break a sweat, he might be thinking, maybe I can do one more fight?
That would be tough, right? It would be tough to go like, damn. I'm sure everybody wanted to see one of those classic Robbie Lawler face split open, blood all over the canvas, and he went out like you said. Barely broke a sweat. He didn't take one punch.
But can he go out on a better note? I mean, I would argue
that's true.
Exactly.
And after a career like that, that's a perfect way to end it.
And listen,
Nico, let's give him a cheers though.
Nico Price was no joke either.
Oh, I know.
Cheers to
You're
Ruthless
right.
Robbie Lawler.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Cheers.
Robbie Lawler, this one's for you, bud.
Yes, sir.
1,000%. I was busy. The reason I didn't see the fights, boys, is I was actually prepping my resume for ESPN because they've gotten rid of everybody. I feel like we all should polish up the resumes and get them off because we might get a new gig with the worldwide leader in sports.
Crazy.
Big
Who was it?
names gone. McShay's
Who's the
gone.
draft?
Max
Who's the
Kellerman's
draft guy?
gone.
The draft guy.
Todd McShay.
Todd McShay. Yeah.
Todd McShay's gone. Steve
That's
Young.
crazy.
Max Kellerman.
Max
Susie
Kellerman's gonna
Colbert.
be fine though, dude. He does I didn't realize how big Max Kellerman was into boxing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He
Oh
is.
yeah.
But I was surprised. And Susie Colbert. I mean, she's been doing NFL forever.
Long time.
And to see these guys that have put in, some people 20 plus years. Here's your walking papers, because they're making damn good money with ESPN. It just makes me wonder what ESPN's going to do. I mean, are they going to try to get new talent, or are they just cutting costs?
That's what it's coming down to. Is I think it's the money. They're getting rid of all the guys that they were paying big contracts to.
Yeah.
And I think ESPN's in trouble, guys. I mean, if you watch their programming, and I really wanted to go off on a rant on this, but again, ESPN it has been so solid for so long. I mean, that's what got us all into this. I mean, at any given time, you could turn on ESPN and you could at least read the bottom line, which is basically all I do now. I don't even listen to the talking heads anymore. I don't.
It's gotten so bad.
Their programming is just terrible. I mean, yesterday. So why do they have to have the summer league on? The summer league, boys.
I know.
Summer league on instead of the prelims. They put the prelims on ESPN too.
Right.
Instead of the mother station. And I just don't get their programming. Now today it's just filled with WNBA. What do they got? One baseball game a week on now? Sunday night baseball?
It's Sunday night baseball and occasionally a Wednesday. And it's pathetic. I mean, good luck seeing your team.
Right, I know.
They're showing the summer league and everything, but now the F1. Every time you turn on the TV, it's got F1 on there on ESPN or WNBA or the summer league, for Christ's sake. You couldn't have put the summer league aside for a day to put the prelims on a great card. One of the best that we've had in a while. Well,
let me ask you, Jim. So do you fault ESPN for the direction they're going and for what they're doing, or would you say it's more of a situation that all these other sporting networks are catching up, or the tide's starting to turn now, where there's so many sporting news networks out there that it's drawn some of the ESPN. I mean, there's a lot of ESPN faithfuls that I feel like don't watch ESPN anymore.
No, because they're going to cocktails and curveballs. They're coming to us.
Maybe.
Let's go. We're just one more option. That's all.
I just literally.
And we're a goddamn good option. We are a good option. Okay, you want to stay up to date on sports?
I just feel like their programming is just so one-dimensional anymore. That you're not going to see. You go on to ESPN News. You want to watch cornhole or axe throwing? Great, good for you.
Right.
You want to watch old college games? Fine, go to ESPNU. But it's just filled with nothing but, in my opinion, just the same thing. If you're a WNBA fan, God bless you. And you know what? ESPN is your station. But
you know what though? This is a super weird time in sports. I mean, the Major League All-Star game, right, is coming up. The home run derby's coming up, and that's fun. Like, that's super fun. But the dog days of summer, right? Like, we all know what that is. I think we are right in the middle of it, because everybody's so busy this time of year right now and stuff. And it's it's hard to tell you, especially because there's so many games in baseball, right? It's baseball season right now.
Yeah.
This is Major League Baseball season. But it's hard to tell, I couldn't tell you off the cuff, like, my favorite team, how they've done their last 10 games. I could look it up. It'd take me 2 seconds, But I just think that we're right in the midst of the dog days of summer,
But
And
plus,
it's
barbecues, but it's also work. I mean, you want to be outside, man. I mean, it takes away from everything.
We're all heavily, geared towards basically football and baseball. We like our hockey, so it's easy for us to say, where is it? Where can I go watch a good baseball game, especially with everything that's going on this season in baseball, man. This has been a great season. Everything that's going on, the good young players, these teams that are coming out of nowhere that have been traditional doormats in their own division, and everything that's going on, and they're just not throwing us a bone, man, with the baseball. You got
Right.
football, and then we get into a little bit of NBA, and we get into the March Madness thing, but what we're looking forward to, we all know we're looking forward to baseball season, right? And
Baseball and then NFL,
it's nowhere to be found. And even MLB, the station itself, it used to be on July 4th. You could count on 3-4 baseball games. Just boom,
usually
boom,
four,
boom, right?
usually 4 games.
Right.
Boom, boom, boom.
Right.
Did you see any on?
Speaking of July 4th, Joey Chestnut.
Joey Chestnut.
Joey
Cocktails and
Chestnut. Joey
curveballs,
freaking
golden.
Chestnut.
Yeah, dude. If there was a shrine on Cocktails and Curveballs, I think it goes probably to Joey Chestnut. If not, he's goddamn near the top. Joey Chestnut is our kind of guy. He said,
Is anybody ever going to dethrone that dude, man?
I don't know.
The only way they dethrone him is if they de-throat him.
Yeah.
That's probably true.
And
that dude just keeps shoving them down, dude.
Yeah.
But though, back to baseball though, seriously, this has been, I think me and Jim, we've talked about this in the past, but this is the problem with MLB is if they could market this game much like the NFL does, NFL every weekend there's 2-3 games on, sometimes 4 over the course of the weekend. As many games as there is during the baseball season, I don't understand. And at this point in time, okay, yeah, you want the marquee matchups, but even if it's not, even if it's just a baseball game, 2 scrub teams, why doesn't Major League Baseball try to get some marketing agreement with one of these channels where they can show baseball games every night or 3-4 times a week where there's 2 or 3 games on? It's maddening to me that you have to go and pay MLB Network. What is it up to? $290 now for a season?
Yeah, it's right at $300. Right at $300.
Yeah, you can watch every game, but it shouldn't be like that, man. I mean, especially considering the fact that a lot of people can't afford that to just drop to watch a baseball game. So I don't understand why they can't get some kind of marketing agreement with one of these big sporting networks or news channels where they can show games regularly, and to me, it's what's holding the sport back.
I agree.
Well, there's a lot, but there's a ton of exciting going on. That's the thing, and they're not showcasing the talent.
I agree.
mean, you're gonna hear about Ellie De La Cruz with the Reds.
Yeah, absolutely.
This kid is the biggest phenom I've ever seen in my life. I mean, he stole every base in the 7th inning yesterday.
Yeah, that's bananas.
Mookie Betts, 10th leadoff home run prior to the All-Star break. Ohtani's got 32 bumps. I mean, you think about it, but where is the promotion? Where is the marketing?
Right.
Got a guy down in Miami flirting with 400.
Yeah. Yes. And it's like, why aren't they really steamrolling this and pumping it up so that they can get more people to watch, man? Because right now, people that are fans like us, when it's hard to find, we end up walking away and we just check our phone for the scores and the highlights,
Yeah.
And it does suck. I mean, the Major League is getting that way, but real quick, round the horn, because T brought this up earlier. Who do you think's winning the home run derby? And that's tomorrow night, which when you see this, it'll be tonight. But yeah, who do you think's going to take it? Real quick.
I'm going with
who
Pete
you got?
Alonso. I'm going with your boy Lee. I'm going with Pete Alonso.
My man. I'm right there with you. That's my boy. But he's won it twice already. I think he's.
It would be the
hungry.
third guy. He'd be the third guy to win it 3 times, right? That's the deal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
And I think he's going to do it.
I think so. My bet's either on Mookie or Alonso. I think Alonso, for whatever reason, maybe it's just that uppercut of a swing that he's got. He's just a natural. Well, he's won it twice already. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Last 2 times. Yeah. Yeah. So right now it's like until you take the heart of a champion, the heart of champion is going to continue. And I don't know. I maybe if Mookie Betts, I could see maybe someone like him getting in.
Mookie Betts goes against Vlad Guerrero Jr. in the first round.
Yeah. Right. But I'm saying,
absolutely. I'm just saying, like, I think the matchups are pretty tough.
I think the only guy, because these younger players that haven't been there, Garcia, you got Arozarena, they might start off like a house of fire, but I just think that if anybody's going to, dethrone Alonso, I could see Mookie Betts doing it.
All these guys, and you've watched. I watch these every year. I love the home run derby, and you see that guy, and it might be just for a particular round that just everything's flying off the bat, and just endless. And you're like, holy shit! And then he goes the next round and kind of doinks a few and pulls foul, and you know what I mean. But I think it's fun to watch. I think that's one thing that I love about the All-Star break for Major League Baseball. That's my big game.
So, speaking of the home run derby, I want to get your guys' opinion on something. So, in the past, I've seen it work both ways. I've seen guys get into the home run derby, and then they went on a really, really big cold streak immediately following the All-Star break. And several of them have said they wish they wouldn't have done the home run derby because it threw off their swing, their timing, because they're not throwing 97 in the home run derby. I mean, they're basically throwing a regular slow pitch, whatever. And so a lot of these home run hitters feel like it throws off their timing. And I've also seen home run hitters, basically bow out, say, refuse the invitation because of that reason, because they feel it throws off their timing and they end up going in a slump afterwards. But it's fascinating to me, someone like Pete Alonso hasn't done shit to him. I mean, he's in the second half of the season, he still lights it up. So I'm just curious, what's you guys feeling on that? I mean, do you think there's real stuff?
I feel like it's kind of a crutch for some of these guys that say, like, I wish I wouldn't have done the home run. Because these guys take BP before games. Right. They're hitting the same shit. Like, yes, if you advance to the finals and you swing in the final, that's a lot. That is a lot of swings in one day. It's a lot of swings, but I think these guys are built for it. I think it's a cop-out to say, like, I wish I wouldn't have done the home run derby because I changed my swing or this. You're like, dude, you did it for a day. You did it for one day. You've been swinging the same way. I think that's a good, however many years. I think it's an easy out. I think it's an easy out for guys to go.
It's an easy,
I went in a slump because I did the home
excuse.
Yeah. Right. Well, how about the guys?
I blame it on the home run derby. Why?
The guys that don't say it, though, there's a reason they're not saying it, because they're like, Pete Alonso, for Christ's sake, man. The guy, I bet his batting practice show at, is it Citi Field? Is that where the Mets play?
Yeah.
Citi Field.
I bet day in and day out for a home game, he's blasting them out of the park.
Oh, yeah. That's why
until he's trying to do something else. I bet he puts on a hell of a show pregame most of the time if he's feeling good.
Guaranteed.
So I don't see a guy like Pete Alonso going, "Oh no, I wish I wouldn't have done it this year." It messed my swing up because I think he just swings so hard. He's like, I'm gonna try and hit this baseball as hard and far as I can every time anyway.
Right, and it's just that natural swing. It's like Junior. Junior was the same way. Junior, he just took his normal cut. Josh Hamilton was the same way when he was doing it. McGuire, the home run hitter or home run hitter. It's just
Mark McGuire is one of the only guys and it's been a while since I've been to a ball game. Maybe there's guys nowadays, maybe Ohtani, Trout, maybe Alonso would be the same way. But when McGuire played for the Cardinals, and I was working in Denver, and the Cardinals would come to Coors Field. He's like one of the only guys I've ever seen, because Sammy Sosa also, I watched him come to Coors Field too. But Mark McGuire used to pack the field 2 hours before the game started for batting practice.
Sure.
Like,
Just for
like
BP.
people would
Just
show
for
up.
BP.
People wanted to come and just watch Mark McGuire hit a baseball during batting. And like 4 of them, he would hit out of the field. Like out in the middle of Blake Street that runs right by Coors Field. He'd be bouncing in the middle of an intersection. Well, what is that, a 600-foot home run? I mean, stupid. Stupid.
That's the fun part for a fan, though. That if they, especially these stadiums, they'll allow you in to watch BP and just to see it, because it's nice and easy to be like, okay, your favorite player, like you said, you want to go see your Cardinals and just watch them take BP, because it extends that day. Now, I don't know. I have to ask you, because this is very important. Were they selling beer during BP when you were in there hours early? Did you go in and were they selling beer at least?
Well, okay. So there's the beer gardens. That's the best part. And we actually did a segment on that which is better, the beer gardens or tailgating. I'm 50-50, because when you're at the beer gardens, the little bars outside the field, or you're basically in the field, but you're in a little park village or whatever. There's TVs everywhere. So we used to go and you go into the field, you can't have shots. Not to say that was a situation, but it might have been. But sitting at the beer gardens, sit there and watch the game till the 3rd, 4th inning, and then go in. Scenery is really nice at the beer gardens outside of ballpark, man. That's all I'm saying. So take that for what you want.
If it's college, I am a tailgater fan, especially college football.
Well, I agree with that. I agree.
It's just, so I'm with you on the 50-50. I think it depends on the sport and where you're at, and what you're going to go see. But no, I agree. On that note, I got to ask a question. Did you hear so the NBA just announced they're doing their little in-season tournament? Did you guys look into that at all or hear about it? They're literally mid-season going to do a tournament, and they're going to have like the NBA Cup or something.
Really?
And these players, and I can't remember. I was hoping you guys had more info. I think it's like 8. I'm not sure how they're going to do it. I'll have to look it up. But I was just like, I've never heard of such. That's kind of like soccer stuff to me, like how they have in-league or in-season tournaments like that. And I didn't know if you guys had even saw it or what you think about it. I don't know how they could pull that off, but evidently they're gonna, and the players get paid additional.
And for injuries, though, I mean that'd be you draft like this #1 overall draft pick, man. He fractures his foot during his tournament. Then what?
And he's out. He's out. Victor Wembanyama, yeah.
Well, that's a hard bullet to bite, though, man. You send your #1 draft pick off to play this summer tournament, and now he's out for the whole year. That'd be tough.
Their season #1 drags on and on and on. The NBA, it really does. Number 2, so there's that. You're going to drag it out even longer. The other thing is that weren't these the same guys bitching about having to maybe play back-to-back nights or having to play 3 times a week?
Absolutely.
Weren't the same guys bitching about that, and oh my God, it's so hard on us. And when you got 7 timeouts a half and everything else. Listen, these guys are world class, and I'm not taking anything away from them. They are world class. They're huge men. Out there running up and down the court and beating up on each other. Listen, I get all that. But it's already too long. NBA preseason, okay, so now we got Summer League going on. And then what's NBA preseason? Month and a half away?
Right.
Yeah, it's coming right up. It's insane.
So
and
now we've got year-round NBA is what we're going to have now.
That's what they're hoping. Well, that's what they're hoping. That's what Silver wants, man. They don't want to be not on ever, and they think they can maximize dollars and everything else with it. And who knows, man? I didn't know if you guys saw it. I don't know where it's going to go as far as if it's going to be a really awesome, popular thing. Supposedly, they've been talking about doing this for like 15 years. Like it's been in the plans. I'm sitting there going, well, okay, but now evidently this next season they're going to have this in-season tournament for the NBA Cup. I guess they unveiled the trophy and the whole thing, and I'll do some more looking into it. But I didn't know if you guys had heard. I was like, I don't know how they're going to do that anyway. And then it just extends an already lengthy season. You know what I mean? Just what you hit on, Jim.
Let me just say, this is not to change the subject, but we'll kind of stay on the same subject. But that Chet Holmgren, number 2 overall pick last year, he's healthy. He's playing in the summer league. League better watch out, man. That dude is between blocking shots, leading fast breaks, dumping threes. That guy looks tough, man. I mean, and you add him to a Thunder roster with Josh Giddey and all the young talent they got. I'm not saying Thunder are going to be a team to beat. I just think they're going to be a really fun team to watch this year, man. You watch that Chet Holmgren, that kid is going to be lights out, man.
Well, and then here's the other thing with the NBA is now we're going back to the big 3 thing. They're Miami trying to work out this deal with Damon Lillard. It's just crazy how they're going to get. Oh, well, now we got to get 4 teams involved to make this work.
Right, I know.
And
Yeah,
I don't understand it. I don't pretend to understand it, and quite frankly, I don't care. You know, when you can tweet out, "Hey, come play here."
I know.
Have your superstars tweeting to other superstars, "Come play here." Let the teams worry about it. We can make it happen. This and that. It's just bullshit.
Yeah,
and it just gets old, you know. And those teams, unfortunately, if they're your favorite team, great. Those teams, unfortunately, I actually start rooting against.
Yeah, you know? I agree. You know who started this shit, right? You know who started this shit?
Of course.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Are you gonna say it? Are you gonna say it?
Fuck him. He doesn't deserve. He doesn't deserve that guy. Man.
Are you gonna make your weekly fuck LeBron James comment? Or you want me to do it?
Okay, I wasn't going to, but now since you brought it up.
Yeah, no, goddamn. We all know it's on the tip of your tongue.
Okay,
go for it.
Hey, full disclosure, that actually putting the big 3 together started with the Celtics. Okay, and
they didn't conspire
when they won the championship.
Yeah, but they don't feel like
but they did. They had the big 3. They had Allen, they had Paul Pierce.
Oh
and,
my God!
Kevin Garnett.
Who cares about the NBA?
Evidently not you.
NBA sucks.
But it's a thing.
Let's talk about what food if we met Joey Chestnut in a bar, what food could we out eat him in? Let's talk about that or something.
None.
Zero.
Beer.
I feel like he'd eat 91.
Drink him off.
I feel like he would eat 91 habanero peppers, man. I mean,
that dude putting down, how many hot dogs did he put down? 62 or something?
And that was
Does it matter?
Dude, that was
a lot.
The over-under was like 72.
And it's like, you know that homeboy can put down beer, too.
That fucking guy's not even trying.
I was just going to say, you ain't out drinking Joey Chestnut.
Not if the rule is you can't throw up. I would go slow and just wait.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Joey Chestnut has a king-size toilet, man. I'm just guessing. Just guessing.
Do those guys?
He probably does.
Do those guys vomit afterwards?
I have no freaking. You would think they would have to.
I don't.
Who's
see
got it? I mean, and he's not
so
ginormous.
I watched
dude,
a little
man.
thing about it, and prior to what I would like to call race day, and that's a different term that where I'm at than probably where you guys are at. But I mean race day is like eat off day. I don't know how Montana pulls a race day, but they eat a ton of salad. They like eat salad and salad and salad. Apparently it expands your guts or whatever. And Kobayashi used to do that.
Oh,
and where's that dude been? Where's Kobayashi at, dude? Bring him back.
I think he threw in the towel. I think he watched Joey Chestnut and said, "Fuck this, I'm out." I mean,
he started watching Tokyo. He saw Tokyo Drift, and then he saw the rest of the Fast and Furious, and went, "No, American Muscle." when he saw Joey Chestnut, and I'm gonna have to clip that out of there. I should not have said that.
I feel like you're.
I shouldn't have said that way.
I don't know.
I'm gonna full on clip
like
that out of here.
I feel like
That
you're
can't be
towing the
in here.
PC line. Definitely towing the PC line right there.
Yeah,
I
we're gonna
feel
clip that out. I shouldn't have said it like that.
It's it's okay. You know what? We're not claiming to be the sharpest tools in the shed here, boys. So
Not even close.
Well,
Hey,
what could okay? So out of the four of us, what food does each person here think that they could beat the rest of us if we had a 4-man food eating contest?
I'd go
Give me your
ribs.
food.
I'd destroy you guys in ribs.
I guarantee it. I guarantee you would. The only one I have is Howard's Pizza, and Pat might compete with this one. Howard's Pizza, thin
You
crust,
be the
just
pizza.
super greasy.
Jim eats ribs.
Yeah,
I
Jim
think-
eats ribs.
I think I could absolutely decimate all three of you and maybe almost anybody in spicy mango gummy candies.
Jesus.
They're
That
amazing.
is so goddamn extremely specific.
They're amazing though. They're amazing. Google them, get a bag,
Wait,
check them out.
spicy
and then
mango?
when you're ready, get a hold of me and we'll fucking light it up, man.
Wow.
And I bet your back end turns into a flamethrower after about 8 bags of those.
I mean, it's not like you think. Yeah, I mean, you know.
What about you, Tyler? Where are you going?
Man,
Where you
yeah,
are
I
eating
don't
at?
know. That one threw me off, dude. I had thoughts in my head, but I'm so now.
Of course
I'm like,
you have, because why wouldn't you? Yeah.
I have thoughts in my head. My brain works good. I was thinking those mango candies. Now I'm like, well, I could eat a bunch of Snickers.
That's not
I
saying,
bet.
though.
I mean, I'm built for speed
7-Eleven
though. Not a long race.
7-Eleven
It's got to
hot
be a
dogs.
short race.
7-Eleven hot dogs. I would put money on
Oh
top.
god damn it! My curtain call was to 7-Eleven. So 7-Eleven hot. I didn't see this
7-Eleven
part of
hot
it
dog.
coming. Yeah, my curtain
Hey.
call was going to be for 7-Eleven.
Well, then do it. Let's say we're about ready to wrap it up anyway.
I'll give
gentlemen.
it. Okay, so right. Okay,
Let's
yes.
Start us off.
First off, I could eat more 7-Eleven hot dogs than you three. Give me if it's a speed race, especially long distance, not necessarily my thing. Not built for it. Yeah, my shout out was to 7-Eleven where I live out here. As opposed to some of the other places I've lived in my life, that those mini marts don't shut down until 2 a.m. Where what I'm used to. Around here, they close at like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night. And so you have to Google 7-Elevens if you want to get to a mini mart. My shout out, oh, thank heaven, 7-Eleven. You guys are the best in a pinch. Your guys' pizza rocks. If anybody ever watches this, 7-Eleven pizza is some of the best pizza you'll have. The hot dogs rock too, I mean, obviously, but don't sleep on their pizza.
Right on. Anyone else got another curtain call? What about you, Pat?
My curtain call goes to the grocery stores that keep a well-stocked supply of beer, because I went through a shit ton of that on the 4th of July. Absolutely. And it's nice that none of them ever run out. So they came well prepared, stocked a full cooler. Beer was really cold, and I was tore up from the floor up on the 5th. I just want to be clear about that. So.
Yeah, did you have to work on the 5th? I did.
I
It was the
fucking
same
did.
thing.
Yeah,
Fucking did. And
Can we
also-
honestly say the 5th of July should be the holiday?
Well,
I'll work the 4th.
Yeah.
And then give me the 5th off because I'm up late blowing shit up and drinking like crazy and barbecuing. I'm in no shape to be at work the next day. On the
For
5th.
America.
I think the 5th should be it. Yeah.
For
The
America,
5th
you do
should
it
be
for
the holiday.
America.
Exactly right. I don't drink because I want to. I drink for America.
That's right.
And blow shit
America.
How about you, Jimmy? You got one?
I do, and I'm going to go back to Ruthless Robbie, man. Went out on top, and he went out the way we're used to seeing him fight. Just went out, brutalized somebody, and then thanked them afterwards. Total class act. I know me for one. I'm going to miss Robbie Lawler, and anybody like him. Hopefully, we got some more guys coming up. that are
He's
just
the
gonna be
last of them,
great
man.
years.
He's the last of those OG guys.
Yeah. So I just like to thank him for such a great career and for entertaining me at least. And I appreciate it.
Right on. Mine is super quick, and this is a curtain call. And I don't even know the guy's name, but he worked security or for the #1 draft pick from the NBA, Victor Wembanyama. He was in Vegas, and Britney Spears walked up on him to tap him on the shoulder. She wanted to meet him, and the security guard knocks her hand away, doesn't know who she is, and then she's claiming that she got hit and all this stuff. Come to find out, she actually hit herself. So to that security guard that didn't do anything, push Brittany to the side, let her do her thing. She's never going to watch Cocktails and Curveballs, and I'm totally good with that. So to whoever that security guard was for Victor, double thumbs up, man. Push her away.
And they just refused to press charges. The local sheriff's office said, "Yeah, there's no charges here." I mean, they just dismissed it. They probably laughed about it. I'm sure they did.
Exactly.
So,
hey guys, everyone, go ahead, Jim.
Speaking of that, real quick, one thing that we do all the time is we thank our military members and our first responders, and we kind of got past that a little bit with everything that's going on.
God bless you. I forgot about that, boys. Sorry about that.
But speaking of the security and the sheriff's department and stuff like that, just like to thank our men and women in uniform and in the military and our first responders.
Perfect
Absolutely.
catch. I
That's
appreciate
awesome,
it.
and I hate to curtail that with or coattail or however you say it with that's a very obvious "hit me, baby, one more time" joke. I wish somebody would have done it except me. So
wow, good plug.
Well, hey, and again, anyone out there, you guys can obviously find us at Cocktails and Curveballs on Instagram and on Facebook. But find us on YouTube where you can watch entire episodes and hit that like, subscribe button. So what's your call real quick before we head out of here? You like it?
It was fine. It was good. I would drink another one. I'm going to drink another one after this. So
cheers to that. Well, hey,
shout out to
everybody,
you.
have a good rest of your day. And we'll see you guys soon.
Cheers.
Cheers.